afternoon, traders. Welcome to our trading room. We're going to record this session in here while we're looking for trade setups because this morning I couldn't finish it. It might be in YouTube and shared vision, so watch it somewhere. Let's go. We're looking at the Euro-Pound. Let's start with the Euro-Pound. Yeah, we're looking at the Euro-Pound. We're looking for a sell setup, an entry under the low here. We're looking at the Euro-Oz. Entry for a buy there. The only time this would become a sell setup first is if this actually consolidates here. If the consolidation stays here, we're looking for a sell back to this level. All right, so if you get this consolidation here, you're looking for that trade down. That would be this trade down here. If it goes up from here, the buy should be above the top. I'm not going to go into the details of all the structure. My traders already know this. We already looked at it in the trading room before I start this recording. I'm just going to go through it very quick. And for those of you who are struggling or don't understand why these trade setups are like this, please watch more of my videos. Euro New Zealand, we're absolutely looking for a buy, and there's only a buy setup on that, nothing else. I hope it goes right now, straight through that top, and we're going for that. EuroCAD, we're looking for a buy setup. We don't have a setup. It's coming up, but we don't have a setup for a buy as yet, which means since we're in the trading room, we have to have a setup, we have to use a strategy, we have to use money management and all of those stuff. And when we are in the trade, we're going to do what we call trade management, which means we have a set of rules of what we are going to do with any trade. The only reason I'm explaining this, not for you guys in here, you know that already, it's for the people who will be watching this and saying, well, you just said buy, what should you do? Where's the buy? Where's the entry? We know all of that. We don't have a setup. When we get the setup, I'll show you. Like the Euro New Zealand, we have a setup. The entry is there. The stop is way at the bottom here. The target is way at the top. If this tags us and start to stop here and pull back or so, we will manage the trade. It doesn't mean we're going to live with that trade until it comes and take us out, right? So let's go. EuroCAD. Euro New Zealand, Euro Swiss. Euro Swiss is going up. I don't know for sure that this is going to be a big up move as yet because I don't like the way it's going. You do have a flag here, and if you were actually buying it, you should be in the buy already. Right? We should have been in this buy already. I don't see the clear buy. You know, I would probably really consider if I'm going to buy this. Not a trade I would probably take with, you know. So let's wait. If it breaks the top, make any flag, then we'll come back to that. Euro Yen. It's breaking out and we can't sell it. If you sold this flag, there's a flag. If you sold that flag, you have to put the break even. We don't have a sell setup in that as yet for the downside. It could be just a deeper correction because the bigger picture is upside, right? So when you get a drop like that, this could end up just being a correction here, maybe even a deeper one like this, and then go back up. Do we have a buy setup or a sell setup here? Neither. There might have been, you could make an argument for a sell setup earlier, which you could have probably taken if you want, but I would ignore the sell setup and let's go for the buy setup, which means if this goes back up, we will buy it because the bigger picture is upside, right? The bigger risk to reward trade is the upside. So ignore the sell something else, but buy this, right? Any other yen pair is a sell. Pangos, we don't have a setup, but we're looking for a sell, expecting this to come back. I think we can make an argument for running flat here. Not the best one, but you could make an argument for a possible running flat in this piece. Could it be they're going to make one more high before they come down? It's also possible that you could make a new high before you come. I would not be buying into this one at this point. I'll buy something else. I don't know, maybe Euro-Oz if there's a buy setup there or so, but not this one. So let it break the top, break this top, and any flag after that becomes a buy because this is where the point from where you can expect them to just do this, tag you and drop. Maybe just tag you right here and drop. Right? Because we haven't had this sharp on here as yet. And you can trade it from here going back to the top. On the top, we don't take the trades. Let it break the top and consolidate, and then you can start trading it again. Right? Pound Swiss, it's a buy. If you are in the trade, you should have closed. This was on Friday. I think you should have closed that trade. The buy should have been at this level. And if you're in that trade, it's going really, really, really slow. You have to have some patience with this. You would have noticed how it went up. This is what you're going to do. At this stage, you're going to watch it to see whether it's going to break out. or if they're going to drop again. It could do both, right? Within patterns like these, you can see these, right? They go up, they drop, they go up, they drop, they go. This one is the same thing. It's not going up as a very fast one. This is a big flat at the bottom here. So this going up here could actually drop again before they eventually go up. See? So is it going up? Now, if you're in the trade, put it to positive, put it to break even, if you can do that. If not, wait. You will have to have some patience with this and wait some more because it's very, very slow. By rule, you should be in and out of this trade almost in every second, which it doesn't make sense. You just have to have some patience and stay with this. Plug in. Yep. So we've got it. This is a pullback here, but it's not. It came back pretty deep here. So I'll be looking at it more like this, right? So I'll be looking at it more like that for one more upside. So I think this morning I explained this somewhere, maybe in the trading. If you sell this, it's only to break this low, right? It will only be to break this low if you do that, because this, come here, it can go right back up. So it's a buy setup here to break the top. We'll look for a buy. If we get the buy earlier, this sell is already too late. If you were selling, you sold already. If you let it break the low, and once we break this low, we'll be looking for the buy setup. Right? Any setup we get on the move up a flag before it breaks the top, we'll look for that trade. Pound New Zealand. Okay, well, this is breaking which top? Let's see. Yep, it's breaking that top. So again, would I buy at the top there? No. There is a buy setup, but I would not buy at the top there. Not in this trade, not here. Let it break the top. Go some more, make flags, then we'll think. As a matter of fact, I could see them breaking the top and reversing. I think we have Pound Oz, Pound New Zealand showing pretty much the same structure because of this pattern. So I'll be very, very careful of buying there. Now, this could be the start of some kind of an up move, a slow start, a big correction, you're totally going up. But I don't know that. And we have divergence. That's my warning sign. I would not be buying it exactly here. We'll let it go and then we'll consider buys. Pound CAD. Yep, we wanted it to come back. It came back. If you want to sell it here, you have to be careful. If you sold that, you're probably out of that trade already because it didn't go far. We were selling this to drop to this level and then go back up. It's not there as yet, but I think we can make an argument that this is a running flat. Enough for a running flat. So if you get any flag from here, from this point here to this point, any flag you get is a buy. If you don't get a flag, can you buy above the top? Absolutely. So I'll put an entry above the top there. I'll take this off. We already broke the top. But if we get a flag before that, it's a perfect buy to the upside. Now this might just be one single more move to the upside here. We take the trade and then we figure out if they break out. If it breaks out, perfect, right? We're expecting this to go up all the way to the top here. So if you break out of this structure, which means you don't come down back here, but you break out, that's a good trade. So the entry is a good one. We're heading for the top. We're in a big sideways move. I think I explained this already. And they're going up. So look for a buy setup from here. Any flag we get, we'll take the trade. Right? If this is a small running flat, let it go down again. Don't sell it this time. The sell is useless. Aussie yen. Most of the yen pairs are sell setup. And most of them are sell setup. This one looks like an expanding flat as of now. It could be an expanding triangle eventually. Wait for a small flag, then sell it. Where would we sell this one to? I think that's a good sell. At least one more drop. So two things you would look for. One more drop like this, and then probably go back up or come back, retest the low, then go back up. Depending on whether we look at this as a separate one or whether we look at this as a running flat. Either as of now is possible. What happens after any one of them would we decide. So it's a sell setup. I like the trade. If you're in the trade already, great. If you're not in the trade, wait for a small flag, then get it. Don't try to sell it low because you see it's expanding. It can tag you and come back to the top. If it comes back to the top, we look for a sell again. Under there, any flag is a sell. Aussie CAD, you're getting a sell setup. Do we have anywhere to go lower? Oh yeah, quite a lot, all the way to break this low. So I'll put a line to remember that we're going to break that low. Just so you remember, that's a good sell setup. This one was a good one. This is a good one. Actually, it's almost close to very good, right? So, yep, that's a good one. put it back on the 1 hour. We're getting a pattern there already. So if it gets bigger, we'll try to sell from the top. Aussie Swiss. Upside. Not big upside, but upside. I don't think we're totally going to take off, but I could see this coming back to this level, maybe something like this. And then coming back here, something like this. And then going back up. So there is a buy setup here. You guys can consider that. You will have to manage it very carefully. Aussie, New Zealand. It's going up some more. I don't know if it's not going. We have both sides open for up and down, depending on which pattern you look at. Right. I think either they're going to make this or they're going to come up more and break out, and this was all your consolidation. That could be all the consolidation. Go for the buy. I think it's worth going for the buy, even if they just break the top and go like, I don't know, 50 pips and then come back. You actually have a buy inside of it, which is a better idea, right? This thing is very slow. You can get out for break even easily, right? Go for this trade, break this top. And then if it continues to go good, but remember, time factor is your problem here. It could take 3-4 days to get to the top there. It goes very slow, very, very, very slow. Kadian? Yep, we got a buy. You got out of the buy, and now you're in this. This is what it's doing right now. You can put this and say, this is what we're doing right now. Right? So is this part of it? If that is part of it, they're going to come down here and go right back up. Right? It's going to come down and go right back up. We can make an argument for this being the flat. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, go back. Or you can make an argument for you're making the flat now, right? This is the flat, right? This here, 1, 2, 3, and then go back up. We'll see which one actually dominates. I'll take this off and we'll keep it like that. Do we have a sell setup here? Not here. We don't have a sell setup. Can we sell it? Yes. If we get a flag, we'll sell. So if you get a flag like this, we'll go for the sell to break the low, or come to the low and then go back up. So it's a short trade. You get in, just like this was a very short trade, even if it becomes a break-even trade. You take the trade, you get in, you get out. If it drops, what if this is the top and they're dropping? Let's just make an assumption in the bigger pictures. Let me show some traders what we're looking. What if this is actually the top of the whole structure, and this one is actually going to drop? You want to be in the trade. Now, I don't think it's the top. I believe we're going to make a new top, right? So I believe this is not the top of a correction. This is actually the whole correction. And this is the top of the small one here as a running flat to continue to break this top and then drop. So there is a trade to get here on the upside, a bigger trade. On the downside, there's a very, very short trade, a trade of the day, which means you'll get in and get out really fast if you get a flag here. If there's no flag, let it come down and then look for the buy setup. So I'm only going to put the buy setup on, not the sell. And the buy should not go on as yet. My traders know that. It's not ready for the buy. I'm just showing you, indicating as to where we want to go. It could come down much more. Let's go. Pound Swiss. Oh, sorry, I'm in the yen already. I'm in the Aussie yen. Let's go. Aussie CAD. We did that already. This is Aussie Swiss. This is Aussie New Zealand. Cadian. I'm on the Cadian, sorry. Let's go. Swiss yen. Good sell. Now, this might be a totally different one from the Cadian because this could totally fall where you are on the big picture. This is the big picture, and this could totally come down. Or we could make a running flat, which means they only come to about this level here and then go right back up, make a new high, and then come for the big drop. So if it's lining up with the Cadian, there's an up move to go. I also think the dollar yen has an up move to go. At least one more up move. We're all pretty much aware of that, right? So these down moves are possible, good ones. That's a good sell. My traders, some of my traders took that this morning while I was not in the room, which is great. Means they've learned this stuff good and they're doing wonderfully. They don't even need me there. So we're going to do this here. And if you get that, you can go for one more trade. And if it drops, good for you guys. New Zealand yen, also a sell setup, something we're in right now, right? And we're going to be managing this as it goes. New Zealand Swiss. Yep, there's a possibility this could drop one more, but that is a short trade because it will have to go back up to make a flat. So if this drops here, we're likely going to see this go back up here, make a flat, and then you can look for the sell. This short sell might not be a good one. New Zealand CAD. It could get some more down, but you'll have to be careful because we had break even. This was the only good trade. This was a break even. This was a break even. And then if you take this, it's likely going to be a break even also before it goes back up. The only thing is you're lucky if it drops really fast. So there's an entry order there for a sell, and that is if it really drops fast enough to give us enough profit to take it off. CAD Swiss. It didn't come down, it actually go up. So you're not in the trade. Let's see what happens. This trade is weird. Sorry, that was a trade we were taking on Friday. We saw the up move, but we were using that as a counter trade on Friday, if you remember. We saw this possibility of a little more up. This was another flag. It's going up. What's the big picture in this? Let's see what's the big picture. It could actually go back to the top. Now that they've stretched it so much, there's a chance that these were just small impulses. Not a correction as such, but a small impulses. These were just small impulses. It was looking more like a corrective structure, but now that this is taken off, there's a good chance you come back all the way to the top there. Right? Within this structure, that's a very good chance you come back all the way to the top. So if we get any flag in here or correction, we could consider the trade back to the top. It's probably would be a mess. See this? It might be useless and you might not even trade it. That's okay. Let it go without us. And the Chinese yuan. Well, we are at the top. Look for a sell setup. You might be getting a sell setup right here. You could be getting a sell setup right here. Go for this sell. Consider that it might pull back for a running flat. See this? And then drop. Keep a stop here. And if this drop and don't go immediately to the bottom, we'll still get out of the trade. Wait for this pullback and then sell. Right, we know that possibility exists. I think we can clearly see that. So there is a sell setup here, a trade we'll have to manage very close. But in this pattern, it's worth going for the trade, right? Because if it drops really fast, you'll be way breaking the slow very quick. And with an entry here and a stop there, that's a good risk to reward trade. So let's see if we get this. So guys, what I'll do is I'll stop the recording here. And we'll post them in parts.